Hello again, everybody. Sag Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight, 10/11/12, Thursday, October 11th, 2012. Of course, it was the final Impact before Bound for Glory this Sunday. Overall, my thoughts on tonight's Impact going into Bound for Glory, pretty good tonight. Some decent moments in there. Of course, we had a weird, good ending, kind of pardon the comparison here, like a CM Punk pipe bomb moment, but not exactly like it, but almost. Of course, we saw a heel transformation complete for one TNA champion, which I will address. Of course, that's how we started off the TNA Impact tonight. Decent one heading to Bound for Glory with the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Austin Aries, of course, kicking off against James Storm. Of course, main events would collide against each other tonight. Of course, Bobby Roode and Jeff Hardy would be our main event for the evening. Now, this match was a pretty good one to kick off the night. Pretty good matchup, pretty back and forth action. Aries was under control. Of course, Storm was heading into a frenzy too. A little back and forth between these two. Pretty decent matchup between these guys. The ending got wounded with James Storm ready to finish it off, but Bobby Roode came from the back apparently. Hit Storm. I missed who hit Storm. All I saw was Storm down. And of course, after the interference, I'm guessing Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, of course, took the opportunity, got the brainbuster in the victory over James Storm, of course, sending a message to his TNA Bound for Glory opponent, Jeff Hardy. Of course, we've been seeing the feud between Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy had a slow build. The main event last year had a better build. Bobby Roode, of course, won it last year. I thought he had a much better build as opposed to this year, but better tonight, the build really heated up big time between Harry's and Storm. Of course, we've been seeing Austin's wanting to be the hunter, not the hunted, wanting what Jeff Hardy has, blah, 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 blah. Of course, that would all culminate with main event this evening. So, like I said, a little interference from Roode. Austin Aries gets the victory over James Storm in a pretty good matchup against Storm despite the ending from Roode. Now, in our next match, we had a little conversation between Kurt Angle and AJ Styles before our next match. Of course, the Mind Games from Kaz and Daniels, who would come out later on in the evening, would take their toll on the Kurt Angle and AJ relationship. Of course, AJ would wrestle later on. So that was our next segment following the matchup. The Mind Games between Kaz and Daniels have, like I said, put Angle and AJ apart. We would see what happened when AJ would face off against Hernandez later on in the evening. But speaking of Kaz and Daniels, they interrupted a segment involving Hulk Hogan and Sting. Of course, Sting will be teaming up against Bully Ray this Sunday at Bound for Glory. Those two will, of course, face off against two members of Ace and Eights. Hulk Hogan was talking about Bully Ray, about him being the pick after Anderson, the initial pick, was attacked. And they were talking, and Kaz and Daniels, who've been, like I said, spreading mind games, of course, saying that Kurt Angle would rather wrestle 2 times than help AJ, blah, 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 blah. That's why AJ's so mad at Angle, because of Kaz and Daniels playing the mind games. Even Angle said, they're playing you, AJ. Kaz and Daniels came out talking about how they are not offended by not being picked. And they said that the solution to this problem is cancel the tag team title match, or say no thank you to Bully, or pick Kurt Angle because of this mind game. But here comes Bully Ray coming out saying, Hogan, it's not about being friends. It's all about the business. It's all about being partner. I'm going to be Sting's partner this Sunday. And he's like, how about I prove it to you? How about I prove that I am going to be the worthy partner of Sting? I would team up with Sting tonight against Kaz and Daniels. So that match was made. Kaz and Daniels against Bully Ray and Sting to see if those two can coexist before the matchup this Sunday at Bound for Glory. Now with that, we're on to the match I was talking about. Hernandez with Chavo Guerrero, with AJ Styles, against AJ Styles, of course, with no Kurt Angle because of their problems. Of course, AJ was trying to do his usual move. It was an okay matchup. Of course, these two teams, despite Angle and AJ's problems, were of course, the problems with AJ and Angle, and Hernandez and Chavo, thanks to the mind games of Kaz and Daniels, setting it divide and conquer instead of them conquering them. Of course, triple threat tag team title match at Bound for Glory between these three teams. Of course, okay match with Hernandez and AJ. Where Hernandez, the ending was kind of silly for me too. Just a little shove, like a little push, like a little tackle from Hernandez in the victory for Hernandez, sending a big message to not just AJ and Angle, but of course Kaz and Daniels. Okay matchup. AJ was on the wall, but like I said, Hernandez got the last whoop with a little push, a little tackle, and it was a huge tackle. It was a pretty nice tackle, but of course that got the victory for Hernandez, sending a big message, of course, to the two teams in a triple threat match for the TNA Tag Team titles. Now, on to our next little segment. Now, if you did not see my attack line today, of course, there's been a lot of matches made by Bound for Glory. All the titles on the line. TNA title, the tag title, the television title, Knockouts title. But we didn't even know it until tonight who would face off against the X Division champion, Zema Ion. He's pretty effing dangerous, pretty effing pretty as he calls himself. And he's been kind of doing just that, despite him being a botched man of TNA in many people's eyes. He's been developing a lot of injuries lately. Been injuring a lot of people. Jesse Sorensen. Most recently, Doug Williams. Soiling or not, he's been injuring people. Taking out everybody in the X Division. Of course, also including Sanjay Dutton. That. So he's like, no one's left out of a match in the biggest show of them all. Well, the whole effing show, RVD, he said he would take up the challenge. Because Hogan said he could pick any match he wants since RVD's not in a match at Bound for Glory either. So RVD will be taking on Zema Ion this Sunday for the X Division Championship. Because RVD has got the agility, the aerial tactics of a X Division guy. So we'll see what happens between Zema and RVD this Sunday. Because Zema got taken down by RVD. RVD setting a huge matches as his last minute match is developed. RVD against Zema Ion for the TNA X Division Championship this Sunday at Bound for Glory. Now, we got our next match, which was a match that would, of course, settle a lot of things, of course, involving what would happen with Team Sting and Bully Ray would team up together. Of course, Sting and Bully Ray would team up against Kaz and Daniels, of course, before the match this Sunday against Aces and Eights. Beginning the match, and it seemed like the whole entire match, it seemed that Bully Ray and Sting were getting along pretty well. They did. Great double team moves, tags in and out, no slap tags, just even open tags. Sting and Bully Ray had a great advantage in the beginning of the match. Decent matchup from these two teams. Of course, Sting and Bully Ray had the advantage for the beginning of the match, but then Kaz and Daniels got the advantage midway towards the later half of the match. But Sting and Bully Ray vowing to watch each other's backs, and they did. And Sting saved Bully Ray, Bully Ray saved Sting. But of course, it ended with a disqualification. Well, because Sting told Bully Ray, get that table! Yes, Bully Ray got the table, and he delivered a bomb from the top to Daniels. Despite losing by DQ, it proves once and for all that Sting and Bully Ray can be a unit. For this Sunday, of course, it's a big matchup against Aces and Eights, who did send a message to Sting and everybody in TNA tonight, sending a little video message. So, there you go. So there you go. Ace and Eight ready to go. It looked like from this match that Sting and, of course, Bully Ray are ready and ready to go this Sunday. Losing by DQ, but indeed working together. Great tagging. Decent teamwork with these two in a little last-minute thing. But, of course, Sting and Bully Ray ready and ready to go for the big match against Ace and Eight this Sunday. The future of TNA, of course, the storyline will be determined. Of course, if Sting and Bully Ray win, bye-bye Ace and Eights. Ace and Eights win, they get in. I think everyone wants the team to lose. To lose the matchup, man. I know I want Ace and Eights to lose, but I bet you $10 something's going to happen this Sunday. Someone's going to interfere. It's going to be the big mole that they keep hitting towards Jeff Jarrett. That's what the rumor is, Jeff Jarrett's the mole involved in Ace and Eights. So we'll see what happens this Sunday between Ace and Eights and Sting and Bully. But till then, Bully and Sting working together despite the DQ. Alright, on to our next match, which was, of course, a big matchup involving the TNA Knockouts champ. I think that was the match that was next up. And I think many people would agree with me here, but probably the crowd and Impact would be a big Impact tonight. That was a decent crowd tonight at the Impact Zone. Yes, I wish Impact would be more out of the Impact Zone in different cities. And I've seen it's been better in different cities than in the Impact Zone, but Impact Zone was a decent crowd tonight. Of course, knowing how big this specific Impact was. And I did like the crowd doing that Bully Ray match. The crowd did went nuts when Bully Ray got the table, so there you go. Now on to our next match, which is, of course, involving the TNA Knockouts champion, Tessmacher, Miss Tessmacher, whatever you want to call her, taking on Gail Kim, of course, in preparations for her title match this Sunday against Tara. She may have focused too much on Tara. Of course, Tara's little Hollywood boyfriend storyline. She's saying that her Hollywood boyfriend, whoever he is, storyline or not, will be at TNA's Bound for Glory this Sunday, wanting his own dressing room, blah, 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 blah. So, we saw, of course, the match between Tessmacher and Gail Kim. Gail got the advantage most of the match in this decent knockouts match. Do I have to go into, of course, comparing knockouts with another company wrestling division. Been saying it a lot in this, so I'll refrain from that. Decent matchup for knockouts. They actually wrestled, like I keep mentioning on my videos. Gail had most of the advantage because Tessmacher looked too forward to Tara and then focused on Gail Kim. Gail Kim had most of the advantage, but Tessmacher made the comeback, including her new little finishing move, and got the victory on Gail Kim after losing most of the match. As Tessmacher was celebrating, here comes Tara coming out to attack Tessmacher and ready to deliver the Riddle speech to deliver a big message to the Knockouts champ this Sunday. But the Knockouts champ retaliated by delivering her new finishing move that she just delivered on Gail Kim on Tara. Of course, these two would, of course, duke it out this Sunday at Bound for Glory for the TNA Knockouts Championship. Coach saw them getting it on. So, there you go. Tessmacher wins. Getting ready for a match against Tara. So, these two are going to get it on this Sunday. Tessmacher wins against Gail Kim. There you go. Now, on to our main event of the evening, which involved Jeff Hardy and Bobby Roode. Of course, Bobby Roode was, of course, seen backstage talking about his match against Hardy. But, of course, James Storm still mad at Roode for interfering, and it was Roode who interfered. Got into a little backstage confrontation with Storm. They got into a little backstage brawl in the locker room. And it was King Ball, the enforcer, to break it up. So, of course, Storm and Roode have their issues to settle this Sunday. But till then, we saw, of course, Bobby Roode taking on Jeff Hardy in their main event matchup tonight. Of course, ready to send big messages to both their opponents for this Sunday. Of course, Roode to Storm and Hardy to Aries. Now, okay matchup. These two wrestled many times before. Of course, Roode had, it was kind of a same, almost the same as the Storm Aries match. Roode had most of the control most of the matchup, kind of back and forth thing. Roode had the early advantage after Hardy pulled some fast moves that missed, but of course Hardy made the big comeback, nailing of course his big moves, whisper to win. And nearly towards the end of the match, it was a decent matchup. Hardy was ready to deliver the twist of fate. However, Bobby Roode delivered a low blow, causing a disqualification loss for him, which he didn't matter. And Roode was ready to pull out a steel chair to nail Hardy. But of course, ref pulled the chair back, and Hardy nailed the twist of fate on Bobby Roode, delivering a big message to the champ. Speaking of the champ, Austin Aries came out at that point. Now, Austin Aries, it was of course, at the time, it was 9:59, or 10 o'clock. Aries is like, I got this crap I want to say about Hardy. I got this written stuff, but I'm going to whip it up. That's why I think about this crap. Of course, Austin put like a CM Punk type moment tonight. Like his own little pipe bomb. It's like, everyone's been telling me what to say, what to do, and to embrace these fans. Well, I'm sick of it, because Austin was a heel at first. And then, of course, he won the title. And becoming like a big face. Little baby face. Now he's apparently been hinting the heel turn for a while. Because, as I said in the beginning of this video, the Austin Aries Hardy feud's been building slowly but surely. Been seeing Austin Aries' transformation slowly, like the CM Punk transformation. From face to heel, slowly but surely would see Austin turn to heel. But tonight, the Ultimate Transformation took place tonight as Austin delivered a speech about taking no crap from anybody now. I'm doing things my way. Hardy, you're mine. Blah, 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 blah. I want what you have. I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. Of course, it was like, it's my ring. Blah, 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 blah. Acting all cocky now. Of course, he has been cocky. But now he's like really heel cocky again. Of course, with him turning heel again. He's like, Hardy, get out of my ring. This is my ring. Blah, 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 blah. Kind of like CM Punk almost, but not exactly. So Hardy got his little praise from the fans. And then, of course, Aries did the same thing. And as Hardy was leaving the ring, he was in the middle of the rope. Austin pulled the rope down, got a little low blow on the rope, and delivered the brain buster to Jeff Hardy. Of course, sending one big final message to Jeff Hardy this Sunday. Of course, Jeff Hardy, the winner of the Bound for Glory series, will be the first man from the Bound for Glory series to win at Bound for Glory the championship. Of course, Bobby Roode, who he did face tonight, he was the one in the Bound for Glory series winner last year. Bobby Roode was the one that got to the main event against Kurt Angle. Bobby Roode did not win the title that night. He would win it later on, but not at BFG, like many people thought he should have won at BFG. But we'll see if Jeff Hardy becomes the first BFG series winner to win the title of Bound for Glory this Sunday against Austin Aries. So Hardy, Roode ends in DQ, and Aries comes out, turns a little, of course, completes his heel transformation, and of course delivers one big message to Hardy heading towards this Sunday at Bound for Glory. So there you go. Decent Impact tonight. Okay Impact tonight. Heading towards Bound for Glory. Decent things happening. Of course, we got the matches for Bound for Glory set. We got, of course, Austin Aries, Jeff Hardy for the TNA World title. James Storm and Bobby Roode in a street fight with King Mo as your special enforcer. TV title, Joe against Magnus. Samoa Joe defending his title for the second time for some PPV. Main tonight, tell the X Division Championship, Zema Iron against Rob Van Dam. Tag team titles on the line, triple threat tag, AJ and Go against Kaz and Daniels and Chavo and Hernandez. And the Knockouts title, Taylor taking on Miss Tessmacher. In a little fight, one-night contract deal, Joey Ryan, the little cocky son of a bitch, takes on Al Snow. Hopefully Al Snow beats his ass. He's cocky. He needs to stay out of TNA. And speaking of staying out of TNA, will Ace and Eights be out of TNA forever? Find out in their match against Sting and Bully Ray. Of course, big stakes involving that storyline. So there you go. That's, of course, Bound for Glory matches heading towards this Sunday. Last Impact before BFG. That is it for my review for that. See you all later. Thank you all much. Thank you very much for watching. Then mind the Robin attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you very much again. See you next time. See you later. Yeah.